Welcome to Rapid Retro Reviews, where we go back in the day and play some old school bangers and failures. It's time to turn the lights off and turn up the volume as we're heading into the survival horror classic, Silent Hill. Silent Hill was developed by Konami and released for the PlayStation in 1999. You play as Harry Mason, who is driving on vacation with his adopted daughter, Cheryl. After almost hitting a girl on the road and crashing, Harry regains consciousness and must search for his now missing daughter in the abandoned, mysterious town, Silent Hill. Shortly after the crash, Harry meets a police officer from a neighboring town who is investigating Silent Hill. She gives you a handgun so you can defend yourself. Now you're ready to explore Silent Hill and face the living nightmare that lies ahead. Similar to the early Resident Evil games, Silent Hill uses tank controls. Once you get used to it, it's not too bad, but this can be a little difficult for some players to grasp, since control schemes like this are pretty outdated and are rarely present in modern games. Speaking of outdated, the graphics are pretty rough and haven't aged the greatest. A lot of areas are super dark, which don't do the crusty graphics much justice. In the amusement park area, I couldn't see a damn thing, and there were massive frame drops with the presence of moving rides in the area. Oh, and the voice acting sucks pretty bad, too.
Radio. What's going on with that radio?
The game does an excellent job in making you think before using resources, such as bullets, as they can be pretty difficult to come by sometimes. If you are not using bullets sparingly and drain your ammo reserves, you're fucked and you need to resort to using some of the weaker melee weapons. You also need to be very thorough with scavenging for ammo and resources as you explore different areas of Silent Hill. When you stumble upon a box of ammo or a health kit, you feel a huge sigh of relief. Like most survival horror games, Silent Hill has its share of puzzles. These puzzles can be pretty tricky and really make the player think. The piano puzzle had me hella confused and took me forever to figure out. Of course, if you're not into solving puzzles, a quick Google search can give you the solution. The creatures that roam Silent Hill get more and more disturbing as you progress through the story. I knew as I entered the hospital level I was going to see some fucked up shit, and I sure did. One interesting mechanic of the gameplay is that Harry has a radio that makes noise the closer you get to an enemy. For me, this took a lot away from the horror element of the game, as you aren't really surprised when an enemy appears, since you're basically warned beforehand. The game would have been much scarier if you had to listen for the sounds of an enemy, or if you could barely see the outline of an enemy in a quiet, dark room. There are a few bosses to defeat as you progress through the game. Some of them are more interesting than others, but they all require the same strategy to defeat. Pretty much just keep your distance and pump them full of bullets. That's it. One major letdown for me was the weapons. There's a handgun, a shotgun, and a rifle. That's it. I even missed the rifle, so I only had 2 guns throughout the whole game. There's a few melee weapons as well. I used the pipe quite a bit to conserve ammo, and once I found the hammer, I was using it all the time. It wrecks enemies in just a few hits, and it's so fun bonking them on the head. I really enjoyed seeing the different weird and mysterious locations throughout Silent Hill. What's cool about the game is that each location has a hellish alternate version. Towards the end of the game, you'll find yourself immersed into a convoluted mindfuck in the alternate dimension. It's awesome. My rating of Silent Hill is an 8 out of 10. Playing through this classic survival horror game was a great experience, and I was immersed in the universe from start to finish. If you can get past the dated controls and graphics, this game has so much to offer and is a must-play for fans of the survival horror genre.
Everything's ready. Let's go home now.
Thanks for watching this episode of Rapid Retro Reviews. If you enjoyed, please be sure to drop a like and hit that subscribe button to join the Nasty Nation. I'll see you guys on the next one.